Welcome to the CFG Gamecast, episode 16, where streamers and gamers alike come together to talk about the previous week's news and entertainment in gaming. I said that kind of fucked up, but that's okay. With us today, we have none other than Review Sesh. You know her, the backlog queen. Sesh, what is going on? How are you, my friend?
I'm well. I got a lot going on. I got crowdfunding. I got a new place I'm officially moving into tomorrow with all my stuff. There's lots of stuff, as always.
Yes. What? I know that you've been playing through the Metal Gear Solid franchise. How is that going? I think you're on the second one right now.
Oh, the Metal Gear Solid franchise has been fantastic so far. I actually just finished the second one last night after my movie night.
Yes.
Yeah, my movie night was super fun. That was a great thing. Since I'm doing a crowdfunding project and it's a Metal Gear Solid crowdfunding thing, all my Twitch stuff is going towards that. And so I've been playing the games for it. And then last night I did a movie night where I actually did a screening of like a bunch of different things I've directed and edited, which is super fun. And I'm excited to do it again next Friday.
That is awesome. Congratulations on that. When are you going to move on to the third one then? Which one's the third one?
The third one, well, we were thinking about actually playing MGS4 since that follows Solid Snake's storyline next. Right. And then possibly doing 3 since that follows Big Boss's storyline. And since I haven't played 4 or Peace Walker, and those ones are also on my agenda, basically I'll be playing, there's 6 games total and there's 3 games for each of the 2 different snakes. Ooh. So I think I'm going to cap off Solid Snake next. And that's probably going to be Monday night unless I'm doing my other podcast.
Awesome. And with us, we've got one of the smoothest souls on Twitch, the master of chill. Yeah, that's you. I'm talking about Doc Limitless. What is good, my friend?
How goes it? Thank you very much for having me. Much love, Smitty.
Thank you for
lo-fi and chill, my man. Thank you very much for having me on this amazing podcast.
Absolutely, brother. Tell us a little bit about yourselves. Tell us about your stream. Who is Doc Limitless?
So the Doc Limitless, the man Limitless. So former Navy veteran, 12 years in the Navy as a hospital corpsman. Served with the Marines for 8 of those 12 years. Did some good times. So if you do see the Doc in the name, that's where it comes from, because that's what Marines do call me. Limitless comes from being able to tell people that there is no limit that what you can do in life. So everything is limitless. You just have to put your mind to it and stay positive. So always about the lo-fi and chill. That's mainly where the streams and everything come from. So yeah, we play a lot of story-based games. Currently, we are doing Monster Hunter World just to get back into that because Iceborne is coming out, and I can't wait for the variations that are gonna come with that one. So yeah, a lot of lo-fi and chill. So if you like the lo-fi and chill, you know where I'm at.
Yeah, absolutely.
Lo-fi and chill.
I love it. Yeah, it is so chill and Doc, and he's got a great community as well. I feel like I can't even remember. It was probably a few months ago. I feel like it was just yesterday where we ended up meeting. I can't even remember how we ended up meeting, but I remember seeing your stream and being like, oh shit.
Yeah, I ended up being a part of one of your raids, and I was like, this cat is electrifying, like The Rock in WWE. And I was like, okay, all right, I'm going to have to rock with this guy. Subbed ever since.
Hell yeah. So I love it. And this week for myself, what I announced on my channel was I actually put my 2 weeks in at my current job. I've been there for almost 13 years as the production manager at a ABC affiliate. So it was real weird doing that. I've always kind of imagined what would that be like to do that. But I'm very much a person that believes in making changes. If I want to continue growing both personally and professionally, and I was offered an opportunity that would allow me to do that. So I had to take it. You got to see what it's all about and whatnot. I'm all about going and doing that stuff. So it's been a weird kind of off week for me, just because I know it's here in a couple of weeks I'm going to be going to a whole different place, meeting, starting over, meeting people, you know what I mean? But, the opportunity to work in the digital space, on a much larger format, content creation and the reach of the company and whatnot, I'm excited to check it out and see what we can do. So.
That's amazing, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, congrats.
Thank you.
And opportunities open up like that. It's like, do you let the door close on you, or do you walk right through it and accept it? And I think that I know that you're gonna do fantastic with that, man.
Yeah, that's great.
It's the right road for you.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it.
Can you tell us anything about the new gig or not yet?
Yeah, I mean,
NDA.
It's no, there's no NDA. It's basically going to be creating content for creating branded content. So essentially putting together longer formatted shows. And I've got all kinds of ideas. I've been thinking on this for years now. It's something I've been trying to do at the station and whatnot. And then, we'll work with advertisers and stuff like that to get branded content in there. And you know what I mean? It'll really be kind of building this digital network of, different shows and stuff like that. That's branded and whatnot. Basically, on a larger level, this. You know what I mean? That Content King. What up, Tash?
Yeah, dude, that's awesome. I'm happy.
Yeah, no,
great.
it's a great opportunity. I'm super stoked about it. I don't know what the future looks like, and that's always exciting to me. Because again,
don't hear from Smitty at all.
No, that's not true. That's not true. I'm gonna still be, the streams are still gonna be going on. I'm always looking to create and do more. So. Having that opportunity has been going to be fantastic. Anyway, we need to get to the topics here. That's right. We need to get to the topics right now. Since Doc is our guest, let's go ahead and let's start out with Doc's topic here.
All right. So, I think the general thing, everybody has the hot thing that is speaking of and going on right now. So we're going to speak on the, Ninja Move in the Mixer thing and how it's going to put content creators like ourselves, put us on the spotlight. What are you going to do? Are you going to switch? Are you going to go that way? How do you feel about him moving, with him being the number one on the platform? Just because he's number one doesn't mean that he's the best. But how is that going to change how's that going to change the platform for all of us? Are we going to switch? Are we going to stay? Is this going to make Twitch, change the way that they treat their creators? How do you feel about it?
For me, this is I love the fact that I'm seeing this. Again, there's a lot of people that are kind of hating on it, which I'll never understand that. It's like, look, somebody's finding success. I mean, shit, dude, would you not take money to go to a different platform? I mean, I absolutely have no issues with that whatsoever. Not only that, but then it's bringing on, because people are going to follow, people are going to go over there. That's a huge statement. Hold on. Excuse me, sorry. I had to cough real quick. And it's a huge statement that he's making there by doing that, and we're seeing it now. Like I mean, if you look at Twitch, Twitter, or anything, you follow other content creators and stuff like that. A lot of people now have gone over and tested out the waters, and they're saying, "Ooh, the water is just fine over here, guys." There's a lot of people saying that, and that's that. So other people are now. Now I'm curious. I'm not gonna lie. I went and made a Mixer account just in case. Absolutely.
I had a Mixer account, a year or two ago? I already had one. I had to change the name over, but I had a Mixer account before, but I was like, okay, it's just another one because I did a lot of Xbox gaming. A lot of my gaming came from console play before the actual PC side of it. So I already had one because when I went live on Xbox, it was already Mixer. And I was like, how come I can't do this on Twitch? I was like, because I have to do it through Mixer. So
yeah,
right.
It's really interesting. I think it really does. Like, I mean, one, he's making easy money with it. Like it just for them to pay him to get him to go there had to be at least like 1 or 2 years worth of salary on Twitch.
Yeah.
What he would have been
Contract is probably crazy.
Yeah, it's got to be insane. But I do really think it's a smart move. It's really, I think, going to pay off for Mixer very well. I think Ninja's going to be the same. It's going to be the same for him. I think he's going to have all the same kinds of perks, same kind of money. I think it's going to be very similar for him. But I think for Mixer, it's an excellent choice. I think they're going to bring so many people to it. I mean, like, yeah, like just us making like new accounts for it and doing that, just putting more eyes on another streaming service other than just Twitch and YouTube, I think is really good for the streamers and the viewers because we've talked about this a little bit before where like competition breeds creativity,
right? And
it's going to make the perks, I think, better for everyone across the board when you bring in even more competition like that. So I think we'll see. I need to do a deep dive on what Mixer is looking like to speak on it further, but like I do think it's going to be really interesting how things play out with that because, you know, like I said, like we have YouTube, we have Twitch, and now we got Mixer too. And like if we have like 3 big heavy hitters, like they're going to really do some interesting stuff to keep viewers and keep their streamers.
Yeah, it split the audience. Sorry, go ahead.
No. It's all you.
I was saying it split the audience and it made it, you know what I mean? Like a lot of people, a lot of eyeballs now are moving over to Mixer and whatnot. What they did was absolutely brilliant. You got to get somebody, you already know he's got a built-in fan base that is die hard. So they're going to make that move. Not only that, but then now streamers are looking like this is a top tier streamer. This dude moved over here. Maybe I'm going to take a look at it. You got a lot of that. And all I've seen are positive things about moving over there and the community and stuff like that, because the I don't know if any of you guys watch like any of like the Twitch drama stuff and whatnot, but there's so much just like dumb stuff that happens and dumb things that people are doing and all the, you know, it's like I want to chill, you know what I mean? It's like people need to chill out, man. Like, you know, and it's like I think that's welcoming to a streamer, you know, just like, oh, this chill community that's just here to have fun and enjoy the good times and stuff like that. It's going to be appealing to anybody that's streaming.
No, see, I'm hesitant for that because, like, right now, like, Mixer's obviously like smaller still, but I suspect that kind of crap's still going on there. We just haven't heard about it because we haven't even heard about Mixer. Like, I'm sure there's still going to be those negative sides to it, and there's going to be pluses and minuses, not even taking in the human factor.
Yeah, so it's such a small platform, and like Smitty was saying before, with that huge jump that Ninja did, bringing over his audience, and that's why I raised my hand and I was like, Ninja is bringing along the younger generation. With him bringing along the younger generation, those are the next generation of streamers. So people playing Fortnite, just like they're watching Ninja just because he plays Fortnite. These people want to become like he is, and they see a new platform that they can gravitate towards. So when they gravitate towards that, it's totally different. You feel me?
I mean, if they essentially will be growing up with Mixer rather than Twitch, that could be really interesting. I wonder too with them because I suspect a lot of his fans are very diehard, where maybe they only watch his stuff and not really participate in a lot of other streams. So we'll see. I mean, I hope it spreads. I hope, you know, like people who are creating and are decent people, and if they're on Mixer or Twitch or YouTube, like they all like find their success. So I'm hoping he makes that happen for more Mixer people. I did see recently that he ended up hosting a girl. And it's like, oh yeah, like her stream usually does like, what was it, like 100 to 500 people usually viewing. And it's like, oh, here, have 100,000 views. It's Ninja hosting, and that's just what you get, and that's game changer. Like that will make or break your career. Like that's just so nice. I'm really proud of him for doing that too, because like previous statements and stuff, I'm like, but him like just hosting a girl like that's fantastic. Like just elevating smaller streamers to a higher level is really great. So I think he's already spreading the love really well, and I'm already glad to see that.
Now let's think about the hype train. Think about the hype train that's going on right now. Everybody moves over to the Mixer. You're a content creator that's already, you know, established on Twitch. Move on over to Mixer. you know, how is that going to pan out for you? You know what I'm saying? Like, how's the hype train going to be in a month once everything is said and done? Like, is the hype going to be the same? Is Mixer's analytics going to be a bit different? You know, like, how is that going to pan out?
Yeah, it's really curious. I'm curious about it. Like, it's something like I want to look into because for the most part, I think for a lot of people, the transition will be slow. So a lot of people are going to be getting whole new audiences, which I mean that, you know, like they might break through with like the Mixer audience versus Twitch audience and like the way people find channels and they find you. So like it might be a benefit to switch over, then like boom, you have a community that you just never quite were able to find and click with on like Twitch or on YouTube, and you make that risk switching over, but you never know, like it might go all right. I need to look into it. I'm curious about it. I do have like a lot of not just affiliate level, but affiliation with Twitch and what that is, and like other streamers and that community. So I'm more hesitant in that way, but I'm really curious about like the other perks and like maybe trying it out too.
So one thing that people need to know when moving over to Mixer, please know there's no affiliate program. It's either you're a streamer or you're nothing.
Doc, I'm catching a lot of background noise from your mic, I think.
It is raining at his place.
Oh.
I had to turn myself down a little bit. You shouldn't be hearing any background.
There you go.
Good.
Came back. Whatever. Yep. Sorry, I didn't mean to break that up there.
It should be God, I got no, if you move over to Mixer, there's no affiliate program like there is on Twitch. So please know, if you move over, be prepared that you're not going to receive any kind of revenue like you thought as a Twitch affiliate, you know?
Well, Day is saying in the stream. Day is saying in the stream that one of his friends and one of my friends as well, Divine Kage, made a switch over there recently, and he said that people over there were super nice. They showed her a bunch of love, gave her tips and stuff like that. So like right out the gate, you can monetize, whereas within Twitch you have to get the affiliation and whatnot. But all I keep seeing is people talking about how great the community is over there, which I think is really intriguing.
And well, Twitch being an affiliate,
it's only. I mean, we don't know. I mean, Mixer might be too. It just might be different communities than what we're hearing from. Like, we are not hearing about the people who went over there then just quit. Right. We don't know. I think it is a smaller community, so most likely it's going to be less bad, just giving percentages of people that suck and how many people are actually on it right now. But yeah, like even with like the affiliate program, I mean, the affiliates the only difference is subs. Like you can still donate, you can still give bits, you can still raid, you can still do all these other things with people who aren't affiliated yet. So I'm curious like what their like breakdown is of the different like levels, streamer, no streamer, what it takes to actually what and how you can make profit on Mixer. Because there's all kinds of different ways to do it. Like, I mean, YouTube's subscription button does something very different than what it does on Twitch.
Right. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I think that is a good topic, and a lot of people are you know, I'm curious to see how it goes for everybody, especially just kind of seeing what people are doing over on the Mixer end. So
yeah, I say give it a month, let it settle down, because news kind of dwindles down over time. So I say give it a month, see how it goes, and see if the hype is still the same. Because some people are not going to feel the same way about it.
Right.
Yeah, like it takes time for people to try it out, and that's what I mean. Like we're gonna hear like the more of the ins and outs once people are actually on it. Like Ninja hasn't really been on it yet. We don't know what he does or doesn't like about it. He might hate it and change his mind. Like we don't know. He might, as soon as he can, leave the contract, get out of there, and go back to Twitch. Like we don't know. So it's just going to be a matter of like people learning how to use it and what they like and what they don't like. Like I've heard so many stories of people that like don't like Twitch, so they go to YouTube. Don't like YouTube, so they go to Twitch. Don't like YouTube or Twitch, so they go to Facebook. So I think everyone just kind of runs into a different community no matter what platform they choose.
I forget that Facebook gaming is a thing too. Like
Facebook gaming is also a thing.
Yeah,
I did not even acknowledge.
Or was it thing? There was.
I'm like, what? I don't need my mom coming in my chat like, what'd you eat today? What? Ma, I'm playing PUBG. Like, get out of here.
Just pause the game.
Oh man, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. All right, let's move on though. Sesh, let's hit up your topic here next.
Oh, was that mine? Sorry, you cut out a little bit on mine.
Wait, what? No, I was saying, yeah. Let's if we want to move on, let's move on to the to your topic next.
Yeah, so this one, I actually haven't really talked about this too much, but I'm part of like the Smash Bros community and I'm in the Smash scene, and I just recently read this little bit on Kotaku, of all sites, and it's talking about Super Smash Con, which is a tournament and Smash Brothers specific convention that's happening this weekend. And it's one of those ones I've been meaning to go to. I really want to go to it. But it always lands right after EVO, which is another huge Smash tournament. And just like, it's like the biggest fighting game tournament in America. You get record breaking entrants for almost like every single game at EVO. And this year they didn't have my Smash game, which is Super Smash Bros. Melee, the GameCube version, the old school version, because I have been playing for a long time. And so it was kind of sad not having that one there. It was a minute part of like why I was also not going to EVO, but Smash Con kind of makes up for that in a lot of ways. Like it has, from what I believe, like Smash Con actually hosts all of the games as part of their tournament series. Like they do a tournament for each of the titles, and I believe that is still including N64. And this thing's only been around, I think this is maybe their 4th or 5th year doing Smash Con. Yeah, so it's a very young series. A lot of the tournament series, they are much older, but a lot of them had gaps in time. Like a lot of Melee players, myself included, kind of retired when Brawl came out. Because the normal stick that you do with like esports and like fighting games is you just play the newest iteration. And so that one, Brawl was the new one, but it wasn't as tournament friendly as Melee. And so the games and the tournaments just kind of stopped for a while. And then they came back. People went back and they started playing the old one again. And it started to blow up all over again. And so EVO, like I think it was 2013 or 14, EVO started hosting it again. This was the first year they hadn't hosted it since then. And there's just been all these other tournament series that have like popped up since then. And SmashCon's like one of the big ones now. Apparently, this weekend's entrance for Melee was the second biggest, or not second biggest, I'm sorry. Second biggest this year for entrants, and it had 850 people that are entered in just Melee, and that's the older game.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and like they do.
Smash is killing it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like even the older one, like the one that had the most this year was over 1,100 people. It was the beginning of the year. It was Genesis 6. And that was also one like I actually did participate in. So I'm one of those over 1,100. And so it's a game that's, I mean, the whole Smash series in general is just growing and changing. And I think it's really made esports more accessible to a lot of people just because it's an easy game to watch and get the gist of it. Mm-hmm. Even though there's a lot more going on once you actually know the game than you first. But yeah, like it's just very interesting too because we see a lot of things about like Fortnite on these other like huge games that have like blown up. But I really do like this esports scene too, where you have to go there and you have to play with people. You have to play with an individual. Like you can lab and do online play, but like when it actually comes to tournaments and actually winning real prizes, actually doing all of that. None of it's online. There's like no qualifiers online. It's literally just you going there, sitting next to people, playing through your pool, playing through a bracket, getting to top 8, playing all the way through grand finals on a huge stage. And it's just really grown. And I think it's a really fun, it's still that grassroots aspect of esports. And I'm glad to see SmashCon is still obviously hosting and still popping, still huge, even after like the disappointment of Evo letting Melee go. Like they did end up last year having both Smash games, and they had the newer one as their main event game. We don't know who's going to win this one, because SmashCon, like most Smash tournaments in these grassroots weekend tournaments, they usually take the course over 2 to 3 days. First day is usually where they get through those over 1,000 people that enter. I mean, 2 years ago, Evo was over 5,000 people for the new Street Fighter V game. It's the biggest tournament entry record ever for people who actually just show up to a tournament to play a game. So they get through that as much as they can the first day. Next day, maybe round 2s, and then they get to people actually playing in brackets. And the final day, sometimes that's also bracket, depending on how the tournament is run, and then goes into top 8. And they usually leave the best for last, or where they expect the most views. Like even this last one, Genesis, had over 125,000 viewers on Twitch. And that's just that one tournament this year in like January or February.
That's insane.
So it's the numbers are huge. Like, it's a highly watchable game too. Like I think Fortnite's extremely fun and very watchable as well, but there's a little bit of it, unless you know it, it's a little bit easier watching a game where you see the whole map right there, and it's just a fighting game. It's just you beat up this person or this person, and either it's a life bar or it's them getting thrown off the stage. Like that's just a very
knowing moves. I see you coming down.
Yeah, it's a
my
big
combo
audience
that I'm gonna use on you if you come down. I know we can counter with this.
Yeah,
but it's all about that's the beauty. That's the beauty of it. It's such beauty when it comes to that. Rather
it's
not
absolutely
knocking VRs or shooters. It's just fighting in general.
Well, what you
gotta
have
know that you gotta know your opponent. You gotta know yourself. You gotta know what's gonna happen at this angle. He has this possibility. You have this possibility.
The amount of knowledge in these games that the players do, and the amount of lab time they do, the amount of practice, the amount of testing different things out. Because like fighting games have changed. Like it's not just you do this one combo and then you win. It's about reading what the other player is going to do. Like there's just so much that goes into like what it actually is to be like a sports athlete. Like just you having the right nerves, you being able to read your opponent, you not letting your nerves get in the way of like the practice you've done to perfect what your moves are, and just being able to think so quick on your feet. Like it's really entertaining to watch. It's really fun stuff. I mean, and I do think like with the fighting games, like with a game like Overwatch or Fortnite or these other games, or Counter-Strike, what you need like a controller in the control room. So you need like basically someone that knows when to pop out and actually show a third person to the viewers. And they also need to know and have enough sense of the game and know what will be best translated to best viewership, as in best way to read what's going on. So that person is going to be someone who actually has to go from like first person of one player to another player to another player to the other team. So the other team over here, then back to like the world map view, back to like the overhead view, back to like a third person view. And like that person, like that's an extremely important job, and that's something you need in a lot of first person shooter games, just to get a sense of what's going on with everyone, because it's so chaotic. But when you get it to be something a little bit simpler, like just one person fighting another one in this game, that's it, and they're just going to a tournament and physically sitting next to each other to play. There's just something really like special and great about that. So yes, go watch SmashCon this weekend. We don't know who's going to win tomorrow. Top 8's going to be tomorrow, not today. Probably for all the Smash games, which is just, it's really great. I'm really glad they're still doing that kind of stuff. And I haven't really had the chance to speak on Smash Brothers specifically and any real news with that since we've been doing this podcast. And this is actually like a big thing with me. Like the guys hosting the stream for that is VG Bootcamp, and they do most of the main tournaments, and they're all amazing guys. They're all really fantastic too, and thankfully they don't have to do that controller job like they would with first-person shooter games. But they do all the tech stuff. Like it's a whole production, and it's really, really fun to see it up close, personal. Like if you actually go to one of these tournaments, like I highly recommend it. Like if you like any fighting games, Smash games, if you can make it out to a physical tournament rather than just watching on Twitch too, and seeing it from that type of viewership. Like it's fun to go and observe in person as well. And there's still
and actually to be able to acknowledge the fighter themselves.
Absolutely.
And who they're playing, to get there and to see that individual, to sit down and say, hey, I love your content. What's your mindset? Like, it's good to sit down and do it. We can do it from Twitch. We could, just like now, how we do on the podcast, we can sit down and we can just, chit chat and chat. But once that person's gone, they're gone.
Right. And there's something very like as great as Twitch and streaming games. Like a lot of these pro players are actually like professional streamers where they're really bringing in more money from their stream than they are with the prize money, especially for Smash, unfortunately, which is one of the lower prize pools with how crazy esports has been. It's not like the biggest money maker as far as if you're going to pick an esport to go into.
What is the current? I say the top two. Well, from what I recollect right now, in regard to what the top two in regards to esports in general, it's gonna be Fortnite. And I don't know about CS:GO, but it's like that or League.
CS:GO, League, and Dota, Hearthstone.
Dota. I haven't heard from Dota in a minute though.
Yeah, it's been a minute, but it depends too on if you're counting American prizes or worldwide prizes. Like that's a big difference as well. Sure. And like I think Smash, Rocket League is huge as well. Yeah, that one's a big one. That one's very popular.
Rocket League.
Oh yeah, like it's really fun stuff. That one is very watchable as well because it's chaos and it's fun, but it's kind of a controlled because you have the ball that is the focus, which is great.
It's kind of like how you say with fighting games. You have your platform, you have your area in which you're fighting, and then that's pretty solid and set right there.
Yeah, like that's the thing with like Smash and these fighting games. Like they again, like it's easy to view. It's easy to be able to sit down and kind of watch any of them and at least have like more of a basic understanding than what's going on in like a game like League of Legends, which kind of got to play, kind of got to understand to a degree to kind of figure out what's going on, what you should be looking for. And yeah, like it's just really fun. It's really interesting. Like I mean, I could speak from personal experience that I know this is a fact for other people too. Is like when you're playing online, it's just not personal. Like you're cursing and you're angry that you're using, and somebody's just being super annoying and they're terrible, and like, you'll just get more mad online than you'll ever get in person. Like you go to a tournament, you're playing, you're losing against this person. It doesn't matter. Like it's just not as it's just more it's humanized like when you go there and you play like with a real person versus like when you're just playing online. And that's like really one of the greatest things with like going to these tournaments, like, oh, there is somebody playing on the other side of this, like for the games that are available online. Like you can absolutely like somebody could be a douche and like you can't actually get that conveyed through the way somebody plays a game, which is incredible that a game could even have that be a possibility.
Right.
But it's not the same as just playing with somebody that's just physically right there. And it's a really great experience. Like the energy from seeing those and like being there with the hype and like an audience like that is just absolutely fantastic. And I mean, I just seriously watch some Smash tournaments, watch these like grassroots originated tournaments where they come from the place where they evolved from being in like little dinky comic book shops. Watch what they are now.
Local 20s were.
Oh yeah.
Well, I was gonna say that
they were comic book shops.
The local 20s.
Rambler is saying that it was the first esport that was broadcasted on NBC. I didn't realize that. I think that was a Rocket League tournament. Yeah. So I didn't realize that was a thing. I gotta see from my perspective, I'm a filthy casual as far as with all of that stuff. I totally am. Like I'm not like I don't know the scene for esports. Like I know it's very much a thing and whatnot, but like I'm still like on the like I just haven't gone and because like I've always been very much I'd rather play the game than watch somebody play the game. I guess type of person. So but you learn a lot and you get to see things. But yeah, so for me, but I realized that is a huge community, and there's lots of people. Like I went to an event with the minigunners, and Kawaii Face Miles is she does a fighting game. I think it was Street Fighter, I believe. But like I didn't, she's got a great community. She's a local out here in Las Vegas. So it's cool being able to meet her a little bit and check out her stuff and whatnot. But yeah, it's like that scene is so, I feel like very much I'm on the outside of that. Like for me, like Smash has always been a casual, fun game. That's a game I can watch because it's fun to watch. You know what I mean? It's like I may not know what the hell's going on, but I know there's all kinds of like little things. Like they're saying, like the casters saying things like I don't understand what you're saying, but I see what they did. Yeah, absolutely.
When people cast those things, oh my god, when they cast those,
they're great.
I'm like, dude, who hired you and how much you getting paid? Because you are absolutely fantastic.
That's what I say.
Yes, I was like
the amount of knowledge they have for the games, and like that's the thing too. Like it's such a small community. Like those casters are the same people who are going to be partying with the players right afterwards. Like it's just all so
the
tight.
Same voice. Oh shoot! Somebody is jumping up and he took a shot. Oh my god!
Yeah, it's just there's just so many of like the higher ups. I mean, at least speaking from like the Smash side of it, like the people that are ranked versus like the people who are the influencers in the scene. Like just so many of them are like just friends and all hang out with each other. Like it's a really cool vibe. And like going there, you see all these other little cliques of people that might not be influencers or they're just interested in the game, and you just find a lot of different levels of nerd finding their nerd tribe at each of these, which is it's just really fun. It's really great to see. And like I know, we got Fortnite, 30 million, all of that happening, but I just want to shine a little bit of a light on these things that started actually as grassroots, in person, real humans playing next to each other, LAN party level of games.
They've evolved,
but that's what they started from.
It's one of those things where, yes, you're in the top light, but you're not, you have all these, I'm not going to say underground, but you have this, this other tier of gaming that you need to dwell into. Something that is great, something that is amazing that you guys need to go ahead and venture on into. Fortnite is, Fortnite. That's what it's going to be, another BR game. But have you smashed though? Like, do you smash? Like, do you do that?
Yo, you smash.
You smash though? Do you ultimate smash though? Nobody take that out of context. I'm gonna need for y'all to calm down.
But that is what a great community it really is, and it's good seeing that it's thriving and they're bringing things back, and like Rambler was saying, is like it's more about just being at the event and getting to hang out with the people and you know what I mean, all that stuff, and that goes for any kind of live event, and good stuff going on, good community of people coming together to have a good time. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, so I just want to shine a highlight on that because specifically SmashCon is going on this weekend, and personally, I didn't get any Melee hype from last weekend in Vegas, so SmashCon it is, guys.
All right, let's move on to our third and final topic. We are talking about this, right?
I don't know if it's me, Smitty, but it sounds like you keep on cutting out. I think you got to be like way close to your mic. Yeah, I think your mic has like a really a small range.
Hold on, I can adjust that. I might have it cranked a little too much.
Yeah, when you lean in, we hear just fine, but you lean back, it cuts out.
It cuts out. Gotcha.
Yeah.
I could probably bring it up some more too. So
like hold your face at your mic.
Yeah. Should I do this? We'll just talk like this now.
Hold mic at your face. Those are the words I was trying to say.
Just keep it like this.
Did you hear that?
Ooh.
As they've described it before, you need to deep throat the mic.
Oh God!
Not make the sounds.
Oh my!
All right, so our third topic. Hold on. We got. What happened there? We deviated so far.
It's called a transition. We took a commercial break.
Yeah. So our third topic that we were looking to talk about here was the Apex. There was an Apex Legends tournament that was supposed to be broadcasted on ESPN, and ESPN went after the tragedies here in El Paso and in Ohio, and I know there's been a number of them. They decided to pull it out of respect for that shooting and whatnot. And I guess we were kind of torn. We were talking a little bit about this beforehand. We were kind of torn as far as, you know what I mean? Like for me, at first I thought it was Apex that had pulled themselves out, but Doc clarified that it was ESPN that did it. And it's like, and then we've been hearing talks in the news and whatnot about video games causing violence and this and that. And me personally, I think that's all BS. Instead of tackling an issue head on, it's just making up excuses. There's not really, it's like, there's a problem. There's clearly a problem here. Let's look at realistic ways to, figure out what that issue is and come up with solutions to make it better, to make it safer for everybody. So this is one I'm definitely torn on, because that's how, those are my thoughts on that. And I don't know. So I feel both ways about it, I guess.
So with Apex being, hold on, let's see. So with Apex, with them being a part of that, and ESPN saying, now we already know that ESPN, anybody that thinks of ESPN, it's going to be what? Sports network. Everything about sports. Now, when we think about sports, we're starting to dwell into esports, just as Sesh was talking about. Now, what if certain platforms or everything, like fighting games, along with shooters or everything, come about to ESPN and broadcast on ESPN for all the right reasons, just because we are now acknowledging this as an actual sport. So with them pulling Apex Legends after a tragedy, it's respectful that they did it, because we don't want to broadcast, and I don't know if this is their first time pulling a shooter or any kind of esports game onto a television broadcast network.
I think it is, because they haven't been doing esports all that long.
So like with them
the 2 years ago, the what was it? The Street Fighter tournament I mentioned was one of the first things they aired, actually. So it's only been a couple of years at most.
So with them pulling that, it's respectful in a sense. And I applaud them for doing that, because after a tragedy, but there's so much stuff that's going on in the world that is not being told or even brought up in general.
Addressed, so, I'd say, I do think video games are specifically a distraction topic. Which this is a shooting game, so I can say, I think that's a fair choice to make. But I don't think that they would have pulled it if people didn't complain that video games were a root cause of this.
But how many times have you grown up when, the generation of gaming has come about, and we all, your parents used to say, or you hear, oh, don't play GTA because it wants you to, carjack people and shoot random people on the road?
Oh,
people
basically
that's the root of the entire cause. No, that's not it.
Yeah, it's basically been my whole life with it. So I've paid very close attention, because I don't like to generalize to the fact where it's just in my personal experience, no, I don't want to harm anything in real life, because I'm, doing it or whatever the TV or the make-believe stuff is saying. I never have wanted to do that. Nobody I know has ever wanted to do that. Do people want to do that? So I pay attention. I read up about studies, and it's absolutely study after study show that there is just no correlation at all with any violence and being a gamer. They're just not related. Sometimes there's an overlap. A lot of times there isn't. There's just nothing in it. And the other thing too that we have to look at, and I think this is a really, really good point, I hope that will shut people up about this, is America's the only place where the shootings are happening, and we're not even the biggest gaming country in the world.
Exactly.
So what are the differences? And like, people do point to guns. I don't want to get into that side of the discussion today, but I do want to just say it's not games. Games are everywhere. Games are worldwide. People are playing it everywhere. People aren't doing the shootings everywhere. There's studies that show. I've read up on it so much. I did actually find one study that was negative towards video games, but it was very specific. So the thing is, like, there's nothing about like violence. There's no correlation with that in any of these studies. But there was one recently. The UK found out that if you are a gamer that specifically plays driving games, not shooting games, not any other games, just no Minecraft, but driving games, racing games specifically, there is actually a correlation to you having having more car accidents. So that's the only correlation.
That makes sense. I want to go fast.
Specifically racing games. Exactly. Specifically racing games that are going to make you confident in this make-believe world about doing this thing that is mundane and you do every day in the real world. You're going to do less good because that's not how the real world works. It's literally only those. There's been no other correlation with any kind of violence or real world repercussions from that. They even say, like, if you play video games in general, you are probably a safer driver because you're better at seeing multiple things on the road at once and paying attention to multiple things, because you have your life gauge, you have your lives, your health, your magic, your potions, your items, your cooldowns, people attacking you, multiple things attacking you. So you're able to get a better sense and you have just better driver's awareness. I have read stuff where like that actually does help you be a better driver, but not if you're playing driving games. Just be extra careful on the real world or road if you're playing driving games.
But people that are playing these games in general, they more likely don't have their license or own vehicle at best.
I'd say they do. I know, like my old roommate would only play, like he loved racing games. Those were his favorite. Like he played a lot of those. He thankfully was able to separate real world from video game world and not drive the same way. But some people, they kind of blur that line. They get into the wrong muscle memory, wrong like recognition of like what they're used to seeing, and they just have a slightly higher accident rate than people who don't play racing games.
Well,
and again, it doesn't apply to everyone. It's just a slight study show.
Midnight Club, Midnight Club, and we all knew how fast that game was.
Yeah.
Like for what was it, PS2? I think it was PS1, PS2. No. I may be getting that wrong.
Yeah,
but I grew up in the world of playing Midnight Club and thinking that that's a way to drive. And Fast and the Furious came out, and it was all about all the driving. I want to drive just like that.
Drifting. Oh gosh, yeah. There was a lot of early 2000s
Dub edition
games.
Well, Reek and Mutt said that in the Twitch stream, games are being used to justify the behavior of some. However, we all know they do not influence shooters. If they did, it would be a world problem and not a U.S. problem. I agree 100%. Again, it's just a cop-out. It's a cop-out excuse. And I understand that, especially a bigger company like that, if sometimes not responding in any way can be a killer for you. So I think they're just erring on the safe side, because especially in this day and age of cancel culture and all that stuff, people are quick to, you know what I mean? You didn't respond correctly, F you, don't go to that company or this and that. And I think they, again, being a larger company, they played the safe road on it and went ahead and did it.
Yeah, larger plays the safer when they're ignorant. Like that's the thing. Like it's ignorance about video games. Like for have that topic to come up now, and literally like it's like half of Americans play some kind of video game. Like even if it's like a mobile game or something, like half of people are gamers, and that those statistics are even bigger in other countries around the world. Again, other countries around the world aren't having the same issues as we are with mass shootings. So there's something else that's different that's going on. But yeah, I just find it's frustrating. I mean, a big company would take an extra safe route to avoid any chance of any controversy, which I feel like they did it more for that rather than actual respect, because it is such a big company and they do really not have a great understanding of games. But yeah, I mean, I hope to not see more of that. Like, I know there were tabloids about how Walmart's taking down all their video game advertising, and that's not exactly true. Like, what it is they have taken down violent advertising, they have taken down any things like that. Like, they're not playing like specific like action movies or like violent stuff on like any of the TVs they have on their displays. They're taking down any like gun displays for, you know, like their stands, like their cardboard cutout advertisements, and that's for movies or games, just like any of that. They're removing those from the stores, which like that's kind of okay. Like that's respectful. I feel like it's not going to solve the problem. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, like, I think it's fine to have like a business safe side. Like, they're not removing the things from the shelves, so it's not actual like censorship. So I think that's fine. But at the same time, the guy drove 6 hours to a Walmart to do this. So he wasn't even, you know, it's not like he was there, saw the advertisement, and was like, I should come back tomorrow and do this.
It was preempted. You know?
Like, it didn't give him the idea. That's the thing. Like,
he was preempted already.
Yeah, the ideas were already there. So when you take down the advertisement at the place that this happened, that's not going to prevent it. It's respectful to the people it has happened to, I feel like, but it's not dealing with the problem for the future.
Right, exactly.
But they use, like, the media is using something. They have to have something as an scapegoat. Like, something's got to be an scapegoat in regards to the situation. Are we going to blame who can we blame? Because we can't say that it's something in general. We got to blame it on something. And we're blaming it on gaming now.
Yeah, they're blaming it on gaming because they don't want to blame it on the other things that require real, you know, again, not to get too into it, but just like real policy change and not things that people are being paid off to vote certain ways for. And I don't think there's a lot of video game lobbyists in Washington.
Yeah. I mean, it's weird. It's just a weird hill to die on. It's like look, dude, like why even bring this up? It's
Smitty,
already been
I think
proven.
we got you going the other way. I think now that you're leaning in closer, you're still cutting out.
I'm cutting out more now. Can you hear me?
It's more often. Yeah, you have to be like right up against the mic. It's like you shrunk it.
That's weird. I might have brought it back a little bit. Here, we'll just is that better?
Like I said, you gotta deep throat it.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, damn. All right. But yeah, that is no, you're right. And I think we're getting close here to ending. What are your guys' last thoughts, or is there anything maybe somebody from the Twitch chat wants to bring up, or any last thoughts that you guys have?
My last thought is, I hope now that video games have become so studied and such a worldwide thing, that them being a scapegoat now is a topic they'll die really quickly. Yeah. Because it's just not the topic they should be talking about.
There are plenty of other things that they need to speak about in the world. But to dish it out on such a vibrant, amazing community, such as people that do play video games, a community that broadcasts video games, puts out content that does nothing but make people happy. Don't ish on a community that does nothing but amazing stuff for folks. Like, don't dish off, you know, your negativity on people that play games. We play games because it's euphoric. We spread the love to people because it's euphoric.
Yeah, it's escapism, it's creativity, it's so entertainment, like it's community, there's so many different things. Like, it's even just like finding things that you're good at when there's other things that you might not find that you're good at elsewhere in your life. And so it's such an outlet for people, like taking it away or bashing on it when there's literally a video game for everyone out there. There really is. They just might not have played it yet. Like, it's so frustrating.
You an adventurer? Are you a creator? Like you said, are you creator?
You want to make some levels?
Do you want to do this?
You want to just hang out in VR chat with the community? Yeah, you want to build it? You want to make stuff yourself? Like, there's so many things you can do with video games that we don't really have in other mediums. Like, it's the broadest of like the creative mediums out there, and for it to be attacked is just so inaccurate.
Yeah, well, that's just people that clearly are outside looking in. They have no idea what the culture is, who the people are. They cannot relate. And, you know, it shows just how out of touch they are by even saying that that's a thing. It's like, clearly you have not gamed. Like, I don't know where I've been gaming my whole life, and I've never felt like going on murderous rampages. So, you know, that's...
I've also never known anyone who's felt like that. So
yeah, exactly.
That sounds like something that you're dealing with IRL. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
Like, elsewhere with that, stay in your house, lock the deadbolt, and stay to yourself, please.
Absolutely. Yes. So let's wrap this up. Again, Sesh, thank you so much for being here. Don't forget to check out Review Sesh on Twitch. I'm gonna get that punched in there. Twitch.tv/Sesh.
Review Sesh.
Oh my gosh, I have the wrong name in there.
I need to take that name back. It's an inactive account that somebody else has, because apparently my weird name is really common. So right now it's just Review Sesh. I'm working on finding a better name for my channel, but you go there. It's a good time. You know, like I said, I'm crowdfunding stuff, and everything I get right now towards Twitch actually goes directly towards helping crowdfund that project. So I get to be a filmmaker and make and create and provide a different form of escapism for people.
Yeah. And Doc, thank you so much again for joining us. I appreciate you coming on, and in lieu of Davis being out, he's doing work at conventions and whatnot. So thank you so much for joining us and being a part of the podcast.
All right, thank you very much for having me, man. It's good to come in and actually, you know, we sit down, we talk about gaming, and all this other good jibber jabber, as you always say. I told you, the things that you say seem to just recollect in my mind. But thank you very much for having me, man. Much appreciated.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for joining us again. The podcast releases every Monday. We record live on Twitch on Saturdays, and then release on Mondays on Stitcher, Google Podcasts, basically anywhere you can find podcasts. Look up the CFG Gamecast, and you'll be able to find every episode that we have done. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Have a great week. Have good games. Have good streams. We love your face.